Yes, hello everyone. This is Ashmita from Services Classes, and if you all are preparing for any kind of entrance examination, you can join our classes to get all the study materials at your doorstep through the fastest delivery possible. And here we will provide you with live lectures, recorded lectures, and all the benefits that you have been thinking about. Now, how will you prepare for any kind of entrance examination if you are like doing lots of reference work? You are not getting the time to just study only. You are just making notes and preparing notes and all. When do you get the time to revise and like solve your doubts, to go through the previous year's question paper? You are all focused just on completing the syllabus. So what's the point? Even if you go on like studying and studying and studying for years, you won't be able to finish the syllabus, because after all, the current affairs are getting like piled up every year. So how and like how can you put an end to all these problems? You can join our classes so that we will provide you with all the direct study materials at your doorstep through the fastest delivery possible. We will provide you with all the latest updates, from news to all the current affairs, from geography to literature, everything we are going to provide you. So here we are talking about the UPSC examination, and which just got finished a few days back. So here we are we are going to discuss with this 2022 paper, and this video might have cropped up in your feed just because this examination just got finished a few days back, and you all need to you were always searching for this answer key. So let me tell you, you are here in the correct video, but I'm not going to discuss all the answers in one particular video, otherwise it will get a bit longer, and too lengthy video, students don't get the concentration to follow that long video. So here I'm going to solve only 5 questions, that is from question number 96 to 100. I'm going to solve over here, and I would be explaining in details. That's why I have kept only 5 questions per video. If you follow our channel, you will get all the other videos too. So this is from the UPSC 2022 paper 1. Okay, paper 1, that's the general studies paper we are talking about. Let's start with question number 96 for today's class. The Prime Minister recently inaugurated the new circuit house near Somnath Temple at Veraval. Which of the following statements are correct regarding the Somnath Temple? So our main focus is not on where the Prime Minister has built the Somnath Temple, not where he has inaugurated. Rather, our main focus should be on the Somnath Temple, which is a very important part of our history. Okay, yes, so what are these statements trying to say? Somnath temple is one of the Jyotirlinga shrines. Yes, it's correct. Now Somnath temple is at Somnath, which is in Gujarat, and it's one of the most sacred pilgrimage sites for Hindus, and it's believed to be the first among the 12 Jyotirlinga shrines of Shiva. Okay, so this one is correct. What about number 2? A description of Somnath temple was given by Al-Biruni. Yes, it's correct. What about number 3? Pran Pratishtha of Somnath temple, that is the installation of the present day temple, was done by President S. Radhakrishnan. No, it's incorrect. It was done by the then president, that is Dr. Rajendra Prasad, okay, and not Dr. Radhakrishnan. So I'm writing it down, Dr. Rajendra Prasad. Okay, so we got this option number 1 as correct and option number 2 as correct. So let's find it out. Where is it? Yes, got it. Number A is the correct option. Okay. Let's move over to question number 97. Which one of the following statements best describes the role of B cells and T cells in the human body? Number A says they protect the body from environmental allergens. Um, the second one says they alleviate the body's pain and inflammation. Number C says they act as immunosuppressants in the body. And number D says they protect the body from diseases caused by the pathogens. Your correct option would be number D. Let me tell you why. Because these cells, these P-Treg cells, we call it that, P-Treg cells generation is basically influenced by a specific type of TCR signaling and constellation and through cooperation with other signals. And these conditions suggest that P-Treg cell differentiation, such as mucosal surfaces, where like our nose, then our mouth, um, where they can just regulate the immune responses to harmless antigens such as commensal microbiota and prevent the allergic inflammation. All right. So overall, we can see number D is the correct option. Let's consider question number 98. Now consider the following statements. Number 1 says, other than those made by humans, nanoparticles do not exist in nature. Uh, No, this is incorrect. Why? Because natural nanoparticles are formed from magma spewing volcanoes, alright. And others are formed by forces such as of oceanic breakers, then tides, then river currents, etc. What about number 2? Nanoparticles of some metallic oxides are used in the manufacture of some cosmetics. Now, yeah, this is correct. What about number 3? Nanoparticles of some commercial products which enter the environment are unsafe for humans. Yes, this one is also correct. Now, why did I choose these two to be correct? It's because among the metallic oxide, that is the nanoparticles present in the cosmetic products, amorphous silica, and then zinc oxide, and particularly titanium dioxide are the most frequent. And the thing that makes the nanoparticles so interesting for applications is that the materials in nanosize have properties that are completely different from the properties of the same material in bulk. So these new properties may cause a problem if nanoparticles are unintentionally released. Very few of these particles exist in nature, and we as humans have not been exposed to them throughout evolution. Therefore, we cannot be sure that our body have developed that defense mechanism to deal with them or not. Now, an important consideration in the deposition of particles in the respiratory system is the lung lining fluid. Now, what is this lung lining fluid? This lung lining fluid is a complex mixture of lipids and surfactant proteins. Now, since any depositing material quickly becomes coated in these surfactant proteins and lipids. Now, such a coating gives the deposited particle its biological identity. This so-called protein, corona, which is likely to play a role in the way particles interact with the lung cells such as alveolar macrophages. So over here, your correct answer would be number D. That is 2 and 3, which are marked to be correct. Let's move over to the next question, question number 99. Consider the following statements. DNA barcoding can be a tool to assess the age of a plant or animal. Uh, no, it's incorrect. Now, to measure the age of plant and animal remains from the more recent past, scientists use a radioactive isotope of carbon called the carbon 14, we call it, as their clock. Now, as carbon 14 decays with a half-life of about around 5,730 years, it becomes nitrogen 14. Now, using this clock, they have dated bones, then campfires, then objects as old as around 60,000 years, and in some cases even older. What about statement number 2? It distinguishes among species that look alike. Yes, Number 3, it identifies the undesirable animal or plant materials in the processed food. Yes, it's correct. DNA barcoding does that. So your question is, which of the statements given above are correct, is or are correct? So your correct option would be number D, which says 2 and 3 are correct. Okay, 2 and 3 are correct. Let's move over to the last question of this question paper. That's question number 100. Now the question says, consider the following: carbon monoxide, number 2 nitrogen oxide, number 3 ozone, number 4 sulfur dioxide. Excess of which of the above in the environment is a cause of acid rain? Yes, your answer would be nitrogen oxide and sulfur dioxide. Okay, so 2 and 4. Now, acid rain. What is this acid rain all about? This acid rain. Acid rain results when sulfur dioxide, that is, we call the chemical name is SO2, and nitrogen oxides are emitted into the atmosphere, and which is transported by wind and air currents. All right. So this SO2 and nitrogen oxides react with water, then react with oxygen and other chemicals just to form sulfuric and nitric acids. Now these then mix with the water and other materials before falling onto the ground. And one small portion of the SO2 and nitrogen oxides that cause acid rain is from natural sources such as volcanoes. Most of it comes from burning of fossil fuels. The major sources of like sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxides in the atmosphere are from the burning of fossil fuels to generate electricity. Then you can see that these 2/3 of SO2 and 1/4 of nitrogen oxides in the atmosphere come from the electric power generation. It also comes from vehicles and heavy equipment, then from manufacturing industries, oil refineries, and other industries. And wind can blow these sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxides over long distances and across borders, making acid rain a problem for everyone and not just for those who live in that area which is close to their sources. So that's it. That was the entire discussion for today's class. If you want to join our classes, you can go to the description box below this video. You will get the contact details as well as the website link from where you can join our classes. That's it for today's class. We are going to meet once again with the other discussions of the UPSC paper for this 2022 year.